Underway here in the Monday opener as the game's first pitch misses for ball one. And, Eric, you take a look at the White Sox entering play here tonight. They've been in a nice little groove, winning 3 of the last 4 games.
Yeah, and you look back to that last game, you'll take production like that anytime you can get it. It makes a starter's life easier. Heck, it makes your whole staff breathe easier.
A quick out number 1.
In the
Alan Trammell will stand in for the first time now. Currently 7th in the American League in hitting.
Yeah, and he leads his ball club in hitting, so he's a guy that they really look to offensively.
McDowell gets the sign. Here comes the first pitch. And he takes ball 1. Weather not much of an issue tonight. A mild 65 degrees here at game time. Chopped foul right at home plate. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Foul right at the plate. The count moves now to 1-2. Swung on in the dirt for the 3rd strike. And he makes the throw to first. Trammell is retired, 2 down now. And with that, let's take a look at the White Sox defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric, what do we need to know?
Well, guys, they have a man on the mound, high ERA. That usually means there's a lot of hard-hit balls. So this defense, they're going to have to be ready with that leather out there.
Miguel Cabrera is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1.
Well, you know, you hear it all the time because it's true. First pitch strikes are so important. It really changes the complexion of the at-bat for not only the pitcher but the hitter as well, especially when you've got a good hitter up there.
A little bouncer, but it gets foul. Just getting started here on the south side in this one. Liner toward right center. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit.
With some guys, it doesn't matter if it's 0-2 or 2-0. They take the same approach either way. Well, this right here is one of those guys, and he comes through from being down in the count.
Kirk Gibson will get a shot here with 2 away and a runner at first now following the base hit.
And that 2-out single seemed harmless enough, but anytime you extend the inning to allow this guy to get a shot with a runner on, you better be careful.
And he lays off there, 1-0.
He wanted to go after that one, but that's a good eye to just watch it all the way in.
That's a ball.
And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
No strike.
Well, time to look at our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is Dave Lawrence.
I think Lawrence is pretty consistent and respected for his strike zone. He doesn't seem to miss many pitches too often.
This is line to left. A leap, but he can't bring it down. Base hit.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to breeze his way to a 1-2-3 top half. But back-to-back hits have turned the tables on him here with 2 outs in the visitors' first.
J.D. Martinez stands in trying to make it 3 straight 2-out hits. He's got a runner in scoring position at second.
And you know how good hitting can prove contagious in an inning. Let's see if he can keep it rolling.
Ripped on the ground to first. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Tigers strand a pair. Tigers nothing. White Sox coming up. You're watching Major League Baseball on the Anibal Sanchez, the right-hander from Venezuela, gets the starting nod in this one. EK, what do you got?
Well, guys, he's having a real consistent year. He's got an ERA under 3. Anytime you're doing something like that, you're doing just fine.
Ready for the bottom of the first now as leadoff man Alex Rios settles in.
And leading off for the White Sox,
And that swung on and missed for strike 1. Eric, these Tigers, as they begin play here tonight, they've been in a nice little groove winning. Meanwhile here, this ball's given a pretty good ride out to deep left field, and that is going to clear the wall, a home run. So a solo shot off the bat of Alex Rios. As the White Sox are on the board first, it's 1-0.
And this is one of those guys that we consider to be part of that new breed of leadoff hitter. You know, it used to be that your leadoff guy was a guy that might hit 3 or 4 home runs a year. But nowadays, managers are realizing, hey, my leadoff guy is going to get more at-bats than anyone else in my lineup over the course of the season. So why not put a better hitter up there rather than just a punch-and-Judy guy? And that certainly worked out for him right here.
Melky Cabrera stands in as he looks at a called strike. Grounded up the first baseline, but this will get foul for strike 2. Grounded to the right. Oh, and he whiffs on it as it's by him at first. Frank Thomas will dig in now. And as you can see, he's right up there in the American League batting race, currently second entering play.
Well, it's still early in this season, but if he keeps this up, he's going to be looking to get paid in the offseason. His contract is up after this year.
A big uppercut there as he popped this straight up. Therefore, it is Cabrera, 1 away. Time now to check the starting lineup card for the Chi Sox in this one. Steve, what's the key for him against one of the best starters in the game?
Well, they need to get on more. They're in the bottom third of the league in OBP, so they need to get runners on base so that they can at least try to put together some big innings.
Jose Abreu steps in with 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning. Good bite to the slider, and he takes strike 1. Off the plate and in. It's a ball and a strike.
You got to figure we'll start seeing a pretty heavy dose of that splitter. I mean, this is a situation that absolutely calls for it.
Swing and a liner. Foul. 1 out and a runner on second base. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. A.J. Pierzynski waits on deck. Line to the right side, but good hands over there at first, and that becomes out number 2. With a moment now, let's take a look at the defense for the Detroit Tigers. It's brought to us by Majestic. EK, what do you got?
Yeah, Justin Upton is a classic corner outfielder that plays average to above average defense.
And a leaping effort at the wall, but it's in vain. A home run. So a 2-run home run for A.J. Pierzynski. 7 home runs for him on the year now. And the Sox will move out in front now, 3-0.
And early on here, he's having real trouble locating his pitches. I mean, this is another pitch that's biting off way too much of the plate. And they've roughed him up for 2 home runs already, and we're not out of the first yet.
And he takes a cold strike, 0-1. Grounded to third. Glove by Cabrera. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Will Bryant will stand in for the first time now, and he's got that average up over the 300 mark to begin play. McDowell's ready. Here's the first pitch. And he'll take strike 1 on the fastball, registering at 93 that time.
Well, you got to figure that this guy's going to come out here free and easy here in the second. He's got a 3-run cushion already. No reason not to come right after these guys.
Boy, tough to lay off, but he's glad he did. It's 1-2 now.
And I think that might have been a little bit of a purpose pitch right there up in the zone. Now I think he's going to come back down with something to try to get that strikeout.
And that's going to be high, 2-2 now.
And when he's down 0-2, he's smart enough to know guys are going to try and get him to chase. So now at 2-2, he's got himself back to a spot where he doesn't have to go after a pitcher's pitch.
Frazier's up with it. Throw to first will be in time, and there's 1 gone here to start the second.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing going down the line. I mean, I love Hustle as much as the next guy, but right there, that's an invitation to the 60-day DL. I hope he knows a good shoulder surgeon because he's going to need one if he keeps that up.
Justin Upton will stand in now. He homered in the ballgame yesterday afternoon.
Well, he's had 7 RBIs in his last 10 games, so he is producing runs, and he had another good one yesterday.
And that misses ball 1. 1 out, nobody on. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Now a swing and a miss, and he's behind 1 and 2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Well, that two-seam fastball ran a little too much off the plate, but now that sets him up to work with something away and maybe even an off-speed pitch.
Chopped foul at the plate, and the count holds at 2 and 2. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And this misses, so that'll fill the count at 3 and 2.
I think he had him flinching on that one. That nearly came back to the inside corner.
And Upton will reach as he looks at ball 4. Lance Parrish will stand in, and as you can see, the numbers away from home, he's been much better once he gets out on the road. Line drive to left. Cabrera is right there as he'll put it away without much problem for the 2nd out.
I'll tell you, if this is in off the plate just a little bit further, this thing might end up in the cheap seats in left field. But instead, it just gets to the outer half. He still gets pretty good wood on the ball, but he winds up pulling it right at someone.
First delivery to him on the way. First pitch hacking here, and that's the first strike.
And for as bad as he missed that pitch, you can bet we're going to see that again before this at-bat's over.
Nope. Here's one that misses high. It's 1 and 1. And there goes Upton. Pitch misses low. The throw down. Low throw, and he can't handle the short hop. He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. On a good pitch there, had him stretching to get out there, and it's 2 and 2 now.
Boy, not very decisive there. And hey, it's early, but this is a big spot.
Yeah, and you need to be able to commit to what you're doing, because you're not going to do anything with a swing like that.
Ground ball left side. Frazier is there. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Tigers leave 1. Still down 3-0. Brett Lawrie will dig in now. He had a couple of hits in yesterday's contest. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Splitter here, and it's taken for strike 1. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. Hit hard to short. Trammell takes it in. Throw on to first in time, 1 away.
Batting 8. Center fielder.
So with 1 away, let's give you a look at the standings in the American League's Central Division as you see where these two teams find themselves entering our ball game here today. Avisail Garcia will come forward now. Back in the lineup here after getting yesterday afternoon off. And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike, 0-1. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Gibson on the move, makes the play, and there are 2 gone now.
Well, they took him up the ladder right there with the fastball. He actually did a pretty good job to get wood on it at all. But it's still an easy play out there in center field.
Juan Lozano is next as he finds himself behind 0-1. The windup and the 0-1. Chop foul over towards the coaching box. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Down in order go the White Sox, but they're on top. Lou Whitaker is into the box as we are all set to begin the third.
Second baseman.
You know, guys, I love a guy like this leading off the inning for you. He makes good contact, and he can run.
Hit out towards second. Backhanded. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third.
Up next for the Tigers.
That's a nice backhanded play there at second.
Alan
You'd like
Trammell.
to be able to get in front of this ball if you can, but here he does a nice job of looking it into the glove, and then he makes the throw to first for the out.
And a splitter here, but he had a bit too much on it as this bounces up to the plate. One out, nobody on. That one will get out of play, and the count evens up at 1-1. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Fly ball heading for the alley. After it is Cabrera. But he won't have a play. This is down and into the gap. And he'll cruise into the bag at second with a 1-out double. So a double
Third
into the
baseman,
gap
number
has him in
24,
business here with one away.
Miguel
And as you
Cabrera.
can see on the graphic, his total for the year places him third best on this year's Tigers ball club.
Yeah, he's definitely one of their guys offensively. Does a nice job of finding gaps and getting into scoring position.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Miguel Cabrera. He reached on a single in his first try.
And they take another single right here, too, no doubt. Runner in scoring position, so any ball into the outfield probably gets him home.
0-1.
Swung right over the splitter there, 0-1.
Yeah, and you got to be careful that you don't go up there helping them out, especially if you get that feeling that they're trying to work around you.
And he takes this one high, 1-1.
Well, that's a good thing that pitch was above the strike zone, because a few inches lower, and that ball's right in his wheelhouse.
Runner at second here with one man out. Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Has to be thinking strikeout here. Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away. Kirk Gibson is the batter. Got a base hit in his first trip.
Gibson.
McDowell comes set. Here's the first pitch.
0-1's
Tried
the
to
count.
golf at it, but he missed strike 1. Check swing, but he
1-1.
held up in time. Ball 1.
Well, that's a huge difference between being 0-2 and 1-1 as a hitter, especially against a guy like this on the mound. So that's a good job to hold up on that pitch.
And he
Ball
lays off for a
inside.
ball. 2-1. Swing and a miss
2
at a
balls,
ball tailing
2
out of the zone. 2-2.
Just overmatched him there.
A throw behind the runner at
Safe.
second, but the runner's back easily.
Simple throw over there.
He's set. Here's the 2-2. Chop foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. Two and 2 count. Here it comes. And a fastball in the
3 and
dirt
2.
that's taken for a ball. You have to figure that he's really going to need to keep the walks in check if he's going to have success here.
I was thinking the same thing. No free rides. You got to make these guys earn it.
Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Calling for it, Garcia. And that retires the side. A golden opportunity to get on the board. Here goes for naught. Alex Rios digs into the box in the bottom of inning number 3. Into the windup and the pitch.
Alex
Back at it is Sanchez as he moves ahead of the leadoff man here. 0-1.
You know, a lot of times with a sinker baller out there, you're just conditioned to always look for something down. So he can surprise you with that high fastball, maybe four-seam it every once in a while, and when he does, you can forget it.
Pitch swung on and hit in the air toward the line and right. Kaline has a read on it, looks it into his glove, and there's one gone.
The left fielder, number 53.
Melky Cabrera strides in after getting a base hit and later scoring the first time around. The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. That evens it up 1-1. One and two. Bases are empty, one man out. Right side. And he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now.
First baseman
after a rocky 3-run first, he's really settled into a groove, and now that's 6 in a row he's set down.
Frank Thomas in now, hopped out in his first trip.
Yeah, he just uppercut a fastball. That top hand kind of dragged through the zone, which caused the bat head to drop a little bit.
Squared that one up just a little late. Ready with the 0-2. And they'll try to tempt him with a curveball, but this bounces in front of the plate, and it's 1-2.
Well, he's had a lot of guys swinging at pitches out of the strike zone early on, so it's a great idea to go ahead and bounce one there on 0-2.
Still 2-2. Fought off at the plate, and we'll do it again. Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Swing and a little tapper. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. J.D. Martinez
leading off for
is
Detroit.
ready here as we begin the top of the 4th.
And in a pretty close game so far, they'd love to see this guy get on base so they can get a rally started to get back in this thing.
Now a swing and a miss as they start him out on a pitch well inside for strike 1.
Yeah, he really pulled off of that one, and that's not the kind of swing we're accustomed to seeing from a guy like him.
Right, especially starting off an at-bat.
Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2. McDowell steps into his windup. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, and he went fishing in the dirt. Pierzynski corrals it, and he makes the throw to first. Martinez is retired, and there's one away.
First baseman, Will
striding into
Bryant.
the box, Will Bryant. He got on top of one and was a ground-out victim last time. Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. And this is into the alley and ought to be good for extra bases. And he's in there safely. He's got a double.
Here's another look. This fastball's of the two-seam variety. Running away from him at the plate. You know, if you try to pull it, you roll over it. Instead, he goes right with it and winds up with a double.
Here's Justin Upton now, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1. One of the things that makes him so tough to hit, the ability to put his pitches right on the black.
Yeah, I mean, you watch the catcher's glove on some of these, and it literally does not move. That's how good his stuff is.
That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
And after walking him the first time around, he's all business here in the second at-bat.
And Upton won't chase that one. It's 1-2.
And even on 1-2 now, you've got to expand the strike zone a little up there. You can't go down looking here. You've got to put this ball in play.
I got the count.
And that misses 2-2.
And the hope was that he would have chased one of those pitches, but now on 2-2, I don't think you fool around anymore.
Down the third baseline. But this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2. And he's getting his money's worth up there now. It's full 3-2. Lance Parrish waits on deck. And that misses ball four. So with one out, that'll at least set up the double play possibility here that could get them out of the inning.
The catcher,
well, that's okay.
13,
you would have liked him to chase on 3-2, but you had your base open here, so now you can really focus on getting yourself a ground ball.
Here comes the first pitch. Lance Parrish is in for his second plate appearance as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. A swing, and he pops him up on the infield, and the infield fly rule will be in effect here.
And this is right where they wanted this
right fielder, number
you
6.
see it on show track there. They
Kalo.
wanted to take him up around the letters, hoping for the pop-up, and that's exactly what they got.
Standing in now, Al Kaline. And no swing, apparently. Ball one. Dribbled up the line. Scooped up. Throw on to first, and the Tigers wind up with nothing as the inning is over. Tigers strand a pair. They trail in this one 3-0. Jose Abreu is
Leading
set
off
to
the
lead
fourth
us
for
off
the
in
White
the
Sox.
home half of the fourth inning.
Designated
And they
hitter,
jumped out to that
Jose
early lead, so now it's
Abreu.
all about just adding on.
And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. 0-1 is a splitter that misses for the first ball. And now a curveball that's low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 2-1. To 2-2 now.
And you kind of wonder if he's learned anything out there. There's another pitch right down the middle, and I think he's lucky that that one didn't get hit a long way.
Just out in front of that one, still 2-2. All even at 2-2. Here it is. Full count now. 3-2.
Wow, what an at-bat he's having right now. He's fought off some tough pitches. He's laid off a few pitches like that one. And now he's worked his way back to a 3-2 count.
Hard hit ball towards the hole. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is on to begin the inning.
Now
Into the
batting,
box, A.J.
catcher,
Pierzynski. He went deep in his first at-bat. We'll see what he's got in store for us here. In tight here with the first pitch fastball that's 1-0.
And I think that's been a big part of the problem so far. He just can't locate his fastball, especially in situations where he has to.
And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1.
Yeah, you know, he probably got the fastball he was looking for, but on 2-0, you can look for one pitch in one spot. And if it's not in that spot, you take it. Or you take a swing at a pitch like that, you're lucky that you only got sawed off. He's going to have to go find himself another piece of lumber.
Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes, here's the pitch.
Full count.
Sinker. 3-2 now.
This is another frustrating at-bat for him on the mound. I mean, he's burned through 15 pitches on just these last 2 hitters.
A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. And he will take ball 4. First and second now with nobody out. Todd Frazier will stand in here with 2 on. And now, following the walk and the single, do you get the sense, EK, that they're getting to him just a bit?
Maybe a little. I wouldn't be too worried just yet. He's shown the ability to bounce back before, but It's also looking like he might not have his very best stuff.
And it looks like a right-hander's gotten up to throw in the Tiger bullpen. Now time is called, and this might be to buy a little time for that reliever to get loose. And he throws the fastball by him here, 0-1.
There's not a whole lot of conviction in that swing. It was almost like an afterthought, like an emergency hack.
That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. A lot of balls down in the zone in the last inning or so.
And I think that's in response to getting bit by those 2 home run balls. He might be a little leery of challenging guys right now, and I don't blame him. Keep it down there.
Now batting, second
Brett
baseman.
Lawrie stands in. He's 0-for-1 after grounding out.
And Matt, with the double play in order, they'll obviously be looking to induce another ground ball out of him right here.
And good movement on the fastball there from Sanchez as he jumps ahead with strike 1. And this catches the inside corner. Good spot there. It's 0-2. Can't quite get the low outside corner there. It's 1-2. Ball 2.
All right, no more hoping he's going to chase. On 2-2 now, you got to come up with your best pitch right here because this is a definite strikeout situation.
Fastball didn't miss by much, and it's a full count now, 3-2. He got him, and it'll probably take a base hit now to get that runner across from third.
Avisail Garcia.
So here is Avisail Garcia, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1.
And, you know, now all of a sudden after the strikeout, you give that guy on the mound at least a little bit of confidence that he definitely didn't have before.
And here's a pitch swung on and missed, 1-2 now. Very difficult to get on top of a pitch when it's coming in that high.
Darn near impossible when it's coming at you in the high 90s. You just can't get your hands up there fast enough to stay on top.
And here's a ball hit in the air. Kaline giving chase. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. White Sox. Lou Whitaker heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one.
And right here is an important time for them to climb back into this one. They definitely want to even this one up sooner rather than later.
Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. Tap foul at home plate. McDowell looks in. Here's the 0-2. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Oh, and he dusted him off the plate that time. Some mind games being played now. It's 1-2.
He did not like that one bit. You know, it's one thing to work in with the hard stuff, but don't do it around the dome.
Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. Here's the 1-2 delivery.
Nope.
Inside and a hair low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chop foul over towards the dugout. Set to deal on 2-2. Tried to bury one down and away, but it's a full count now, 3-2.
Oh, I think he'd be real happy with a leadoff walk. Something just to get things started against this guy.
Very weakly on the ground. That's a foul ball.
Just finding a way to stay alive up there.
Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. Ground ball right side. Thomas scoops it up and don't quite know what was going on there, but he's into first base safely.
Well, that's the kind of year it's been for this guy so far.
Shortstop.
Even when he gets fooled, he still finds a way to get an infield single out of it.
Alan Trammell will dig in. He doubled his last time.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another pitch he can drive right here.
Starts things with a splitter outside for ball 1. And you figure now this would be a spot where that man might try to take second base.
And it wouldn't be a bad idea to hold the ball a little longer out there on the mound. Really vary your times to the plate. You can't be predictable out there or he'll take advantage.
Fastball. Whoa, look out. That just about got him in the coconut.
Yeah, you got to be careful there after that leadoff single. You don't want to hit a guy here and really let him get something started.
Runners off for second. And he popped him up. Back into foul territory behind first. Thomas is over, and he's got it for the first out of the inning.
Here's that swing again. This is in show motion.
Miguel Cabrera.
You'll see that that's a few inches above the thumbs. You'll be feeling that one all night long.
Into the box now, Miguel Cabrera, as he'll go after the first pitch and send a ground ball down to third. And that's through for a hit.
Now batting, Kirk
Gibson
center fielder.
dig in now. A single and a fly out for him in 2 trips thus far.
And you know, I think he's had a good approach in each of his first 2 at-bats. He seems to be seeing the ball well and putting some decent swings on it.
Lifted the other way out to left center. Cabrera will range to his left as he tracks this one down in left center for the second out of the inning.
Now batting,
J.D. Martinez digs in, and we'll see what he can do here with 2 on and 2 out here in the 5th.
Yeah, a couple of ducks on the pond out there looking to make that trip home. This is a big 2-out AB right here, guys.
No, that's down.
A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. Grounded down the third baseline. Reined in. Throw to second for the force out, and the side is retired. Tigers strand a pair. They trail it here 3-0. Juan Lozano comes to the plate as we get started here in the bottom of the 5th.
the shortstop, Juan Lozano.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he catches the inside corner for a called strike. 0-1. And he falls behind 0-2. Swing and a miss got him reaching. Parrish finds it, but it's not in time, and he'll reach first despite going down on strike.
The right fielder, number 15.
The old strikeout minus the out.
Rio.
Go figure.
And hold on a minute now. It looks like we may see that last call challenged here. The call on the field was safe, but it was definitely a bang-bang play and tough for us to tell at full speed.
Well, here's another look at it now. I couldn't really tell when we saw it live, and I'll tell you what, it's still tough to tell from that angle. We're going to have to see what the dugout decides.
Back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring in the right-handed hitting Alex Rios. First offering to him stays upstairs. It's a ball and no strikes.
That counts. 1-1.
Swing and a miss. Little too anxious there. 1-1. That's in there on the outer half. 1-2 now.
And now he's made most of the hitters inside conscious. And, of course, that opens up the outside corner when he has to go there.
And a swing and a miss as Rios is down on strikes for the first
The
out.
left fielder, number 53.
So a runner at first with 1 out now. And striding in is the left fielder, Melky Cabrera. And that's into the outfield for a 1-out base hit. Frank Thomas will dig in for a 3rd time now. He's popped out and grounded out so far. In there at the knees, strike 1.
You got to believe he's going to keep going back to that slider. It's been great for him so far.
Bat explodes as this is popped up. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. 4-6-3. They roll it up to get out of the jam. We're back with more on this Monday night after this. Will Bryant will stride in here to get the Tigers started in their half of the sixth.
Boy, they've got some work to do here, but there's still a lot of time left in this game. So just chip away, chip away.
Swinging a ball hit softly on the ground. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the sixth.
And there you get a look at his pitches by inning. You can see the count. He's at 83 for the ball game. Not a huge concern just yet, but he's starting to get up there.
And some stirring now in the White Sox bullpen as it looks like a right-hander's up and throwing. And this one's nowhere close as that bounces to the plate for ball one. Not too many strikeouts on the ledger for him so far, but it hasn't really mattered.
Yeah, I think ideally you'd like to see him miss a few more bats, but as long as you're keeping guys off balance and you're letting your defense help you, you don't need to strike a ton of guys out to be successful.
Got him swinging 2-0, but he missed the splitter 2-1.
I think that's been his best pitch so far in this game. Guys just haven't been all that close to it.
And Upton lays off again, and he's in control of the count. It's 3-1.
Well, I think it's time to attack now because these guys haven't been in too many good hitters' counts. This is where you need to pounce.
3-1 is a fastball, and he can't connect. 3-2.
But this is the thing that's so impressive about this guy. He'll show you that good breaking ball, but then he'll run that fastball up the ladder at 92, 93.
Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And he'll stay with it to put it away as they get their man here for the second out.
I'll tell you what, a 3-0 lead with the way this guy's throwing must look like a 10-0 lead to these guys. I mean, they just haven't been able to solve him at all so far.
Into the seats, 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. Not the greatest at-bat thus far as he misses that pitch in the dirt and falls behind 0-2 now.
A strike away now from getting through 6 shutout innings here, and that's no small feat against this lineup.
A little bit off the outside, it's 1-2.
Yeah, a smart pitch there. If you got him to reach for it 0-1, maybe he'll do it again 0-2.
In the dirt, did he go around? Yes, he did.
He's out.
The throw to first is in time, and the inning is over. Down in order go the Tigers, still down. Jose Abreu will step in to lead things off for the White Sox here in the sixth.
Designated hitter, Jose Abreu.
Starts him out with a slider for a strike.
And if he's getting tired, it's not showing in his slider. That pitch is still as tight as it was in the second inning.
Hit hard on the ground to second. Throws in time, and that's out number 1.
And after a hot start, the bats have pretty much gone missing here in the middle innings. He sort of reinvented himself out there and has really turned things around.
And he tries to hold back on the swing, but I think it would have been ruled a strike anyway. It's 0-1. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. And he pumps the fastball by him here. 1-2 now.
Doing a good job right there of tying him up inside. Got in on his hands that time before he could get that barrel through the zone.
And another foul ball. Sanchez sets his sights. Here's the 1-2. He takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away. Todd Frazier
Third baseman,
stands
number
in.
21.
He'll try to improve in this at-bat after grounding into a fielder's choice his last time up. Swing, line, drive. That's going to be trouble. Digging for second goes Frazier. And he will stroll in there standing with a 2-out double.
Now batting, second baseman,
Brett Lawrie
Brett
will get an opportunity
Lawrie.
here in a run-scoring spot now following the 2-out double.
Nope. Ball 1.
Here's a slider to start things out.
Ball
Looked
1,
at
no
for
strike.
ball 1. Well, we'll give you a look there at the graphic. Another extra base hit to add to the total. Now 19 on the year. Down low, 2 balls and a strike. 2-1, here it is. Unable to get the bat around in time, and the count evens at 2-2. In the dirt, but swung on and missed. And that ends the inning. Danger averted following the 2-out double. On to the back third tonight. Stick around on the show. Back here on the south side of Chicago. White Sox on top in this one, but before we get out to the seventh, let's take a look at our game summary through the first six. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. He slaps that one away, and the count will be 0-1. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate with the fastball as he backs him off a bit.
You got to be careful with that inside location on 0-2. The last thing you want to do is hit him.
Lifted in the air out towards left center. Cabrera's after it, and that's the first out of the inning.
The batter, number 1, second
Lou
baseman
Whitaker gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. Try to bunt his way on base here, but this will roll foul. 0-1, here it comes. And it's quickly 0-2. No runs on 6 hits and no errors in the ballgame for the Tigers. Fastball, then this one runs in on him as he has to dance out of danger there.
Well, nothing wrong with that. As much as it pains me to say, the pitchers have the right to work inside.
And low and inside with the fastball as he's got a hot-footed out of there. High in the air and drifting out to shallow center. Garcia has a read on it. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away.
Boy, his guys got him the lead back in the very first inning, and he hasn't looked back since. He's had everything go his way so far, and this inning's turning out to be no exception.
Here's the first pitch to him. Alan Trammell is in with 2 away as he takes a ball, 1-0. Now a swing and another fly ball here as things are getting busy out there in Central. In there, a base hit. Around second, he'll try for third. The relay throw, the tag, and he is out at third. And with that, the side is retired. At another 0 as it's up to 7 shutout innings so far. 7th inning stretch time here at the... Avisail Garcia steps into the box as the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th. Edwin Jackson will get the ball now as he'll take over on the mound to start the home 7th.
Edwin
Avisail Garcia stands into the box. He's 0 for 2 so far in this one.
And leading off for the White Sox
here with the first pitch fastball that's 1-0.
Avisail Garcia.
Can't sit back long enough, and the count evens up at 1-1. And this is taken for a called strike. Oh, that's a tough call. Now 1-2. Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning. Juan Lozano ready to take another shot. Went down on strikes his last time up. Victor Martinez is into the ballgame here as he takes over behind the plate. First offering on its way.
Number 41.
Victor Martinez. In a fastball that time at 94 for strike 1.
And you know what? These days, so many guys are throwing in the high 90s. It makes those mid to low 90s guys look easy. But I'll tell you what, if he mixes his pitches well, it can still be plenty fast to have to deal with.
From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. 1-2 now as that's in there at the knees. 1 out, nobody on. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. Just a bit low. Tough call, but it's 2-2.
Well, he watched that one all the way in, and it looked like he almost gave up on it. He's pretty lucky that wasn't called strike 3.
And he is down on strikes again. So get your hats out. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game.
Ouch.
The right fielder, number
That's
15,
a rough night at the
Alex
ballpark here.
Rio.
3rd strikeout. One thing you can't do, though, you can't go into that dugout hanging your head. You got to think, hey, it's over. I'll get another shot to redeem myself. Whether that's tonight or sometime in the future, that's the attitude you have to have.
Fan summer's almost here. The temperatures are heating up. The kids are out of school. What better way to spend those summer nights than here at the ballpark with a 6 or 10 game mini plan? You'll save as much as 30% as compared to buying individual tickets alone. How's that for a summer savings? Visit any stadium ticket window for mini plan information.
Here's Alex Rios now. As he swings and hits this one fouled off to the right and out of play. There's a fastball
inside.
pretty close that time, but ruled a ball, 1-1.
Nope,
Good change of speeds, but he lays off 2-1. Starts to go around here, but it doesn't matter. This is strike two anyway. 2 out, nobody on. Sent on the ground out to second. And a bit of a high throw that time, but not much problem over there at first, as that will end the inning. We'll see. Miguel Cabrera will stand in to start out their half of the 8th with that starter still out there, and he's definitely been a tough nut to crack.
No, he's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it is that he got himself a nice lead early on, and that's allowed him to not really worry about making a mistake. He's been free and easy the whole way through.
That one's going to find the seats. Strike one. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Fouled off again, and now he's in a 1-2 hole. And here's a swing and a miss from Cabrera as he's set down on strikes, and there's one away. Kirk Gibson will stand in. He flew out his last time up.
Gibson
sends that one out of play for strike one. The 0-1 on its way.
Ball one.
Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1.
You know, he's pitched a really nice ball game to this point, but this is a big moment for him. Getting through the heart of this order at this stage of his outing would be huge.
And now a curveball that's low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 2-1. Pitch on the way. Pulled high in the air out to right field. Rios is there. And that's the second out of the inning.
now batting.
It's been a low-scoring affair. 3-0 our score as we show you the numbers for our two starters to this point in the contest. J.D. Martinez will stand in now with 2 away, needing to really get something started here.
And their chances of getting back into this ball game are growing dimmer by the batter.
And he just keeps rolling along as he starts another batter out with strike one.
I think a lot of pitching coaches would like to see that first pitch strike ratio better than about 60%, but that's what he's got going for him tonight, and he's pitched very well.
And Garcia will tuck this one in, and that ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Detroit. Melky Cabrera digs in to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, you know, he's been on base twice in this one already, so let's see if he can do it again.
Ian Kinsler will come on defensively now as he takes over at second. Omar Infante is also into the game as he takes over at short. Jose Iglesias will also enter as he takes over at third base. Chet Lemon will also come in now as he takes over out in center.
Field, number 34, Chet
First pitch
Lemon.
coming. Here it is. In tight here with the first pitch fastball. That's 1-0. This man out for a second inning of work, and why not? He shut him down 1-2-3 the last time around.
Right, and with 2 strikeouts mixed in there as well. Just let him keep going.
Called strike in a dangerous location there, 1-2. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Late making contact on that swing, and will do it again on 1-2. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. And this one's tapped foul at home plate. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
Well, he might have just said Look, you're going to have to take this one because you ain't fouling that one off.
And this will miss down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2.
Well, when you have a guy 2-2, you can throw something out of the zone, try and get him to chase. But when it's that far below the strike zone, it becomes a lot easier to lay off.
Now here's a swing and a ground ball for Kinsler at second base. And he's set down, one away.
First baseman number
Frank
35.
Thomas will stand in, and they've been able to hold him in check so far. 0 for 3 to this point.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising that he's been a non-factor in this one. Usually a major force in their offense.
Here's the 0-1. And he couldn't pull that one back as he clearly broke the plane to the plate, and that'll be ruled a strike. Can't quite get around in time to keep it fair, and it remains 0-2. And now a slider in there for a called third strike, and there are 2 gone now. Jose Abreu will step in. A ground out victim his last time. And this one's not close. It's in the dirt for ball 1. And this is a fastball that's right on the black, but ruled a ball. It's 2-0 now. Too far out in front that time. He can't keep it fair. 2-1. And the pitch on 2-1. Could have been 3-1. Instead, it's 2-2. Really a good job so far by this guy out of the bullpen.
Yeah, he's come in and really put his stamp on this game. He's thrown a lot of strikes. That's what you want.
And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. So they go quietly. Will Bryant will be tasked now with leading things off in their half of the ninth. They'll try to do something to prevent being shut out.
Well, whatever they've done for the first 8 innings hasn't yielded a whole lot so far. So, quite frankly, I'm not expecting too much.
Skied into straightaway right. Rios has it in his tracks. He's got it 1 away.
Now batting, left fielder, Justin Upton.
Only 2 outs now stand between him and his shutout. And the way he's throwing the ball, doesn't look like he's going to have too much trouble getting it.
Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. Here's Upton on his way to second now. And he'll pull in there with a 1-out double.
This is quickly becoming a situation where you'd like your guy to hit the complete game, but once you get into that 115, 120 range, you have to be concerned.
First pitch of the at-bat. Starts things with a splitter outside for ball 1.
You can't worry at all about that runner at second. I mean, his run means nothing. Just go right at the guy at the plate.
Good swing. Just got to try and straighten that one out. Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. A splitter, but he started it too low as it bounces up to the plate.
It doesn't take a trained eye to tell you. He's starting to wear down a bit out there on the mound.
On the ground towards second. Throw on to first gets Martinez, and that's the second out of the inning. Al Kaline will stand in now as their last shot here with 2 away in the ninth.
Yeah, just one final hurdle here before he finishes off the shutout.
Couldn't quite pull that swing back. He went around for strike 1. Now a swing, and he pops him up. And this should do it. Thomas just to the right of the mound, makes the catch, and that's the ball game.
Well, we've talked about it all throughout this game. He was completely in charge, essentially, from pitch 1. And now he finishes off a masterful performance here, getting the complete game shutout.
Time for one final check of the line score as you see the key players there in this shutout victory. So that'll just about do it. For Eric Harrow, Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation.